Freaky Fast Delivery.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Sports Local Television on DSE TV Comcast 96. I'm Nick Davers, your host, and we want to welcome everybody once again here. We also want to let you know that you can watch us on YouTube at DSE TV Muskegon and like us on Facebook under Digital Spectrum Enterprises. A special thanks goes out to Ted Fricano and Fricano's on the Lake for allowing us to use this wonderful venue. If you haven't had a chance to be here, by all means, make a stop, taste some of the best pizza in town. Also, a very special thanks goes out to Jimmy John's Gourmet Subs for helping us to cover this production. They're footing the bill for allowing us to come into your home. Fricano's is providing the venue so we can have this wonderful facility. We also want to pay special thanks to Michelle Morgenstern for helping us feed our guests. Fellas, we hope you enjoy the pizza tonight. Jimmy John's also brings you the Freaky Fast Plays of the Week. This show can be seen multiple times during the week. First of all, Wednesday at 6 o'clock and again at 9, Thursday at 8 a.m. for your early risers, Friday 6 p.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., and on DSE TV 96 again, for some of you that may have missed it. Tonight, we have a very special guest, and we're breaking away from our usual format of football to give you a little diversity into this county that we have that we call home. We have a very special guest. We have County Treasurer Tony Mulichotis. Tony, thank you so much, first of all, for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Tony, if some of you don't know, other than the restaurants and all the other wonderful things that Tony does for our community, is Tony was one of the founding fathers of Mona Shores soccer as we know it today. In the beginning, it was a club sport. And Tony, correct me if I'm wrong, but you brought it from a club status to a varsity program.
Myself and a few other people.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Who were some of the others that were instrumental in helping you? Because obviously you couldn't do it by yourself.
Well, the Pop family, parents that had 2 kids playing. Also, Roger Plichta, who's still a very good friend today and a partner in one of my venues, and Peter Apostle. But like I said, there were many people at the time who they formed the group and they put it together. I was the first coach as a club for 1 year before they became a varsity, and in fact, we had an undefeated season. We went 10-0.
What made you get interested in the club sports first and then transforming it into a varsity sport? Because there must have been some hoops that you had to jump along the way and really talk administration into saying, hey, we've got something that's really popular that we think can become a varsity sport at Mona Shores.
Well, first of all, soccer is the #1 sport in the world outside the United States. It's getting there slowly.
Well, that's the other football that I'm told that it's called, right?
Yeah. Part of what my philosophy was back then, that this is for the kids, it's not for us. It's all about the kids. And there's a lot of kids that don't have the physical stamina in order to play a sport like football. Football is very big, and Mona Shores, it's been a big football school for many, many years. But the fact is that there's a lot of kids that don't have the ability and they don't have the size that's required sometimes for football players. So when I went to the school board at the time and with the other people, part of what we told them was that this is a sport that's going to take off at some point, but also is other taxpayers that are paying taxes in this community in Norton Shores, and therefore that the field should be used also for sports that their kids can participate. Really, we got no opposition on it. It was overwhelmed, and they approved it, and the following year it became a varsity.
Well, that made it fairly simple then to transfer it from club to varsity status.
Definitely.
Yeah. First coach of the varsity, who?
First coach for the varsity was John Kimball. He's a young man that, I'm saying young because he's a little bit younger than me, but we play soccer together. So did I with the other people that I mentioned. We were all soccer players together on semi-pro teams. And John Kimball stayed there for a few years, and then Roger Plichta took over the team.
Was there a varsity and JV or just varsity?
In the beginning, it was just varsity. It was one team. There wasn't enough kids that came out the first couple of years.
And how many kids did you Can you remember back then a
I
little
don't
bit?
remember, but I think it was close to 18 to 20 kids.
Okay,
approximately.
so schedule-wise, who did you play? I mean, did you jump to see football and basketball stuff? They were in the OK Red back then.
Correct.
Who did you play, and then how were you able to get schedules? Were you in the Red for soccer, or were you an independent?
We pretty much played whoever had soccer teams at the time.
Okay.
Not every school had it. If I remember correctly, Freeport Calgary Baptist was one. Of course, the team that's always been here in Muskegon, Western Michigan
Western
Christian.
Michigan, and a perennial power at that all the time.
Ludington was another one.
Okay.
Ludington had a team. And then we went to the Grand Rapids area. And Grand Haven, of course, too.
Traveling, then administrative support of you with a budget to get some uniform. I mean, you know, here's another aspect. Yeah, we'll let you be a varsity sport, but what about money for uniforms, money for transportation?
I tell you, I have to say that there's a hell of a good group of parents that we had over the years that made sure that we had everything that we needed.
Wow, that made it a lot easier. Yeah, because money being as tight as it is these days, you really need some extra help, don't you?
Definitely. But you got to consider to the fact that soccer does not need shoulder pads, doesn't need helmets,
Yeah, yeah.
doesn't need skates. The uniforms, although they cost some money, they're not.
They're not nearly as expensive as
Correct.
football
Correct.
or some of the things. So now you've got this good program. Are you happy with the way things, from your grassroots effort, you've seen this evolve into really a pretty good thing going right now, isn't it?
Well, it was. My number one priority, along with the rest of the people, was to start building the program. And the way to build it is from the little guys up. And we certainly started we started, I believe, at 6 years old back then. And then I think they moved it down maybe a year or so. And slowly we started building up, and other communities start doing the same.
You know, my kids played sailor soccer when they were young. They have a lot of involvement, a lot of teams, and a boatload of kids playing the sport.
Well, I can tell you when we started the SOURCE program, probably from Ludington to Grand Haven, we had no more than 200 kids. Right now, we probably have about 12,000, 14,000 people playing the
Seriously?
sport. Yes.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. Do you miss coaching, you know?
I don't miss it. I go and watch my son, who coaches Catholic Central right now, and I enjoy the team. I thought he's going to have his own style or everything, but I think he took a lot from the old man. So,
And as well as he should, you know, kind of like the founding father of sailor soccer for everything. You better learn a little something.
well,
from
it
Danny.
was, like I said, it wasn't just me. It was a few other people, and a lot of credit goes to Roger Plickta, especially, and Peter Apostle.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
Well,
Other than being the county commissioner and
County treasurer.
Excuse me, yes, county treasurer.
I still own the pizzerias. I sold the restaurants that I had.
Okay.
And we're trying to concentrate on getting my son Bill more involved, although he has taken over the pizza place.
Good.
He's going to start franchising just like I did in the past.
Good.
Other than that, I'm trying to enjoy life.
Well, you look great. You feel good?
I feel great. Yeah, I feel
Well,
great.
that's wonderful. If there was one thing maybe you would see different in what you did in starting sailor soccer, would you change anything that you did? Would you have tried to start it earlier? Because, you know, you've been in the community, most of your life. You know, coming over from the old country, you settled there, you established a family, the kids went. What would you change different about what Tony did and the way it's progressed as this sport has evolved? Like I said, it's extremely popular.
Well, just like you in football, Nick, my heart is with soccer. We have done anything, but everything I think we did in the past, we can see a lot of the coaches today and other people that are involved are kids that play for me or they came through my camps.
Yeah.
So when I go around and I watch them play and watch the successes that they have and everything else, that's a satisfaction that's hard to explain. It's just overwhelming. And they still call me coach, a lot of them. So.
Well, a lot of my former players, and this is my 35th year with folks, they still call me. It makes me feel nice. It makes me feel a little young, instead of
Definitely.
mister all the time. One last thing before we bring your son up here. Soccer, like all sports, has involved in almost a year-round type situation. We do indoor football, weightlifting. What's soccer doing right now during the off season?
Well, it depends
to
on
develop the
the
skills?
program, and it depends on the coaches. I never try to push the kids to do more than they could. But I encourage them to go out for other sports to stay in shape. I do believe that track, for example, it's a big condition sport, for soccer. So that's pretty much, and have fun. Go out there and really enjoy yourselves.
And really, that's the key. Have fun in what you're doing. Tony, I tell you what, we're going to take a short break in just a minute. We're going to bring your son up. Can you stay up here so we can just talk a little bit back and forth?
Sure. I'll be more than happy
Again,
to.
this is
Thank
Nick
you.
Davos. We're located at Fracano's. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to bring head coach Bill Molichotis up from Muskegon Catholic Central. We'll be right back.
Buckhorn Schultz and Associates Incorporated. Investment products and services. For more information, call 799-9889 or 866-799-9889.
Hi, I'm Wendy from Healthy Focus. We provide home health care services to people in Western Michigan. We can supply RNs, LPNs, home health aides, certified nurse aides to meet your needs and keep you in your home.
When your transmission is in trouble, it is important to find reliable and honest mechanics. National Transmission will get the job done right. Located at 4037 East Apple Avenue in Muskegon, you can call them at 231-788-3244.
I believe you should have a choice in who your next circuit court judge should be. My opponent was appointed by Governor Snyder only months ago when a sitting circuit court judge retired. I'm here to give you that choice. My name is Brenda Sprader, and I'm asking for your vote on November 4th in the general election. I have the right courtroom experience, having worked as a public defender, representing Muskegon County's youth in their juvenile proceedings and helping mothers, fathers, and children through their abuse-neglect cases. I also have a law firm in Muskegon County where I practice family and criminal law. I have the right courtroom experience. I have the life experience, the integrity and the drive that Muskegon County needs on their circuit court bench. I'm asking you to vote for me, Brenda Sprader, on November 4th to be your next circuit court judge.
Paid for by the committee to elect Brenda Sprader for Circuit Court Judge.
Nick Davos back at Fracano's on the Lakeshore, and just want to remind everybody that you can see DSE, your local sports television show, every Wednesday, 6 to 9, Thursday, 8 a.m. for your early riders, Friday at 6 p.m., Saturday at 7 p.m. on DSE TV, Comcast 96. Jimmy John's. Best gourmet subs around, second to none. They're footing the bill for us. We can't thank them enough. If you get a chance, get there, get a sub real quick. If you can't cook dinner, Ted Fracano, again, as always, thank you so much for letting us use this great venue. And again, Michelle Morgenstern, thank you for feeding these young men, the workers, and the guests, and myself at the same time. We are joined now by a very special young man. I've known this young man, watching him grow up. Son of Tony. Bill Molichotis, thank you very much for coming and joining us.
Thank you.
So the Old Man Starts program at Shores. Did you play at Shores?
Yeah, I played 2 years of varsity. Actually, I think I got called up my sophomore year for the district tournament. And playing for your dad is not as easy as it would seem.
Oh no, because my son's played for you. It's really tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I loved every minute of it.
It's kind of a special bond with fight. Not every kid can say that, can they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, you played for Dad. You're working for Dad. What gave you the bug to get into coaching all of a sudden?
Well, after I graduated, my dad decided to coach one more year at Mona Shores, and I stayed to be his assistant coach.
Okay.
And then after that, I got a job coaching Muskegon Community College. They had a club team
at
the time. which was a lot of fun because we were low funded. We would show up in T-shirts and kick the pants out of some of the other universities that would play.
Yeah. Well, really, then you coach really for the joy of coaching.
Oh yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the game. I love to give back to the game. That's given me so much. Yeah. I love the boys.
What has it given you? You know, a lot of coaches say, I'm not the person where coaching is my passion. What has the game given you, and how are you a different person because of it?
I think it gave me a lot of leadership qualities, as well as a lot of being able to take leadership from other people. A soldier, if you will. It gave me hard work ethic. Training is very difficult. Putting yourself in positions where you don't know if you can go any further, but somehow you do.
Yeah. Not only that is, if you're not doing it really, I bet you get some parents that are just barking at you sometimes. They can say, why isn't my kid playing right? And you have to deal with that. That's part of coaching as well. It's just not the wins and the losses.
Oh,
it's not. You got to have to deal with some parents.
You have to deal with parents, and the most important thing to me in coaching is developing young men.
Yeah, making them responsible and like a productive member of society. And this is one avenue of doing it, isn't it? So, you played for Dad, you coached under Dad, you were at MCC, now you're on your own. So you're the man at Muskegon Catholic Central.
Yeah. I have a great crew of assistant coaches with me. Warren Batchelor from Muskegon, Zach Teachma, goalie from Mona Shores, TJ Prince, all-state goalie from Catholic. And we all bring something different to the table, and I think we have a really good staff over there.
How long have you been at Catholic?
This is my 4th season. Right now I have 2 guys that have been with me all 4 seasons. They're 2 of my senior captains. We'll have them on a little bit later. And we won the district title last year.
Congratulations.
My first of my life. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
And looking for another one this year.
You go to a school that is a perennial power in football. Football is the sport at Muskegon Catholic Central. Has it been difficult, because soccer's in the fall?
Right.
So you want to develop a winning program, but you got kids at Catholic that's football. Has it been tough to get kids to play soccer for you at Catholic?
No, there's actually a lot of kids that want to come up. I have 26 on the roster right now. Wow, and I believe that Catholic's enrollment in high school is 150 at the moment.
Okay.
So to have a state championship and district championship football and soccer, respectively, last year, it was phenomenal. Out of a D4, most D4 schools only have football or soccer.
Right.
Not many have both.
Well, so the enrollment is what, 100 and?
I think it's 150.
Okay, so let's just say half of those kids are boys. So that's 75 boys between 2 sports and cross country and other sports. Right. That's tough.
Yeah, and still winning championships.
Yeah. How proud of you? You're proud of him, aren't you?
I'm very proud.
How? In what way are you proud of him, other than him being just your son?
Just like other things in life, like at work, for example, he took over the business from me. I stood by the sidelines the first year or so. I kind of helped him a little bit, but this was Bill's team. This was a team that he was developing. So I stood aside until he asked me to say something or get involved, or he asked me for advice. He has grown now. He's not Billy anymore. He's William Mulaciotis.
And right before your very eyes, isn't it?
Yes, and I'm very proud of him in everything he has done, but more importantly, for the granddaughter that he has given.
So you got a little granddaughter.
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations to both of you. As a head coach now, you've had some tough time. You've had to go through some growing pains. What about raising money? You told me before we got on the air, you have to do your own fundraising.
Yeah, well, we are not school funded in any way. So we receive no funds from the school whatsoever for anything. And we raise all our money on our own. We do different fundraisers, pizza sales, can drives, things like that. But it's really up to us and also up to the parents. Every parent pays to play on the soccer team, $250.
Okay, so if everything is pay to play, who picks up the tab for busing to Fruitport, busing here?
We do the old school style. We caravan.
Do you really?
Yeah. Parents drive. We have a parent leader that organizes all the driving. And
wow.
I have a parent committee that's second to none. They take care of everything. All I do is coach.
You can't ask for a better situation than that.
It's a great situation.
Yeah. So we've got all that taken care of. Let's talk about this season. Now you're officially in a conference.
Yeah.
In the Lakes?
Well, we were in River Valley last year.
Okay.
With Covenant Christian, Western Michigan Christian, who are perennial powers in Division IV soccer.
Oh, absolutely.
But this year we moved up to the Lakes A Conference, and that has perennial powers in higher divisions, such as Spring Lake is always near the top of Division II. Fruitport is always in there. Orchard View is a little bit down this year, but they're always a perennial power. Byington.
Well, not only that, but schools significantly larger than your school.
Yeah.
It could be 2.5 times larger than your school.
And the teams we play also have JVs to develop. We have no JV. We're strictly one varsity team.
4 years you've been there. You've established yourself as a coach, established yourself as a winning coach. What do you see yourself next to improve on, to build this program up to the next level? Is it more fundraising? Is it try to establish maybe a JV program, a feeder? Are there feeder programs that, youth leagues that feed into you?
Well, a lot of our kids play with Sailor Soccer,
Okay.
Select. They play in different Premier Leagues. They play for Lakers. There's a lot of Select and Premier Soccer leagues around town now that they can go to.
Because
Partly
you guys
of
can
what-
draw from all over the county. You're
Right.
just not limited to a geographic area where
Right.
kids can come from.
Right. As far as a JV, I don't know if that will ever be able to take place at Catholic unless the enrollment increases dramatically.
When I played football in Muskegon in the 70s, Catholic had 1,000 kids in the school. I mean, they were a big school. And, times are tough. It's expensive to send you.
Well,
to
the
Catholic.
economic downturn really
Oh,
hurt.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we're going to get a couple of kids here now. Can you hang around for a little bit more?
Definitely.
Tony, we're going to excuse you so we can spill your spot. But I know you want to say something.
No problem.
Finish
Yeah,
up.
what I want to add is it has to do with football, actually, for Montessori's and Catholic. They have in both a fantastic year this year.
Absolutely.
They outscoring everybody. So I want to say go blue and go green. So
Tony, thank you for giving
having
up
me.
some of your time. We love you. Take care of that little grandbaby. It's nice being a papu, isn't it?
Sure it is. Thank you.
Billy, you're going to hang around. We're going to get another segment with you and some of your players. So, for Nick Dabb, for Tony Wiltshire, Tony, thank you. Billy's going to hang around. We'll be right back after comments.
Northway Lanes and Billiards, featuring cosmic bowling, 50 auto-score lanes, automated bumpers, 8 Brunswick pool tables, snack shop, and banquet facilities. With over 100 leagues to choose from, it's Northway Lanes and Billiards.
Just made it.
Hi, folks. Looks like we're going to be here at least 15 minutes.
Hello, Jimmy John's?
Someone order Jimmy John's?
Jimmy John's. Order online at jimmyjohns.com. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast delivery.
With 4 convenient locations, Jack's Corner Store is one-stop shopping at its best. Tools, fresh meats, produce, chips, snacks, and other grocery items, beer, wine, and liquor, even gas and lottery. That's why Jack's is your corner store and so much more.
Beginning as a lumber company in 1911, Fredericks Construction has been servicing the Muskegon area since 1969. Family owned and operated, they specialize in roofing, siding, windows, insulation, additions, doors, decks, and more. Located at 1940 Commerce Street in beautiful downtown Muskegon, their phone number is 231-722-3937. When you want quality workmanship, you want Fredericks Construction.
In the 150 years we've been in business, many things have changed. Our greatest achievements are rooted in the things that haven't. Years ago, the person you called banker was also the person you called friend. When it came to service, there were fewer layers and friendlier smiles. And banks earned the trust of their customers and community while working tirelessly not to lose it. At Independent Bank, all this remains true today. Sure, we've made advances that help customers bank more conveniently and more comfortably. But at the end of the day, we know that people really need a trustworthy partner committed to their financial goals, dreams, and aspirations. And we've been happy to be that partner since 1864.
Hey, good. Welcome back, everybody. I am here with head coach Billy Molichotti. Bill, nice to have you, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thanks for staying back for another second.
Thank you.
We got a young man here that's sitting us that's kind of a special kid, isn't he?
Oh, he's very special.
What makes him so special?
This is Mr. Jared Cloutier, and he's special because he's such a good kid, a good listener, a coach's dream, athletic as could be, and is an absolute soldier on the field.
Hey, I want to welcome you, Jared. Nice to meet you. Heard some good things about you. Hey, we were talking before we got on the air. You don't live around Muskegon Catholic Center very close, do you?
I do not.
Where do you live, buddy?
I live in Fruitport.
That's quite a drive each day, then come to Muskegon Catholic Central.
Yeah, it's about a 15-minute drive every morning.
And then you got practice and you got to go. You got your own car?
I do.
Good, because if you didn't, I was going to talk to Mom and Dad and make sure they hook you up with one, but you got to have your own.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good. How do you like it at Muskegon Catholic Central so far?
It's pretty good. It's pretty small, so you really know everyone. You really get to know a lot of the people at the school and have a lot of close relationships with people you never thought you might meet.
Good. Has soccer been a passion for you forever?
Yeah, so I've been playing since I was about 3 years old, and I've always just loved it a lot.
Okay. And you played youth soccer, and you just worked your way up to varsity level right now?
Yeah.
Have you been on the varsity for, what, this is your third year in the varsity then, right? Ninth grader, 10th grader?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe Jared has started all 4 years.
Really?
I mean, 3 years up to.
Yeah, well, good for you. Tell me something about this coach that makes him special to you.
I think above anything, it's just his heart that it just sets him apart from other coaches. It's just like he always just really cares about all of the players on the team, and he's willing to do anything, go to any measure for anybody on the team, and it's just that passion that really that always inspires me to play as hard as I can every time that we're out on the field.
You know, you echo a lot of the sentiments that the football players are doing about them. And one of the questions that I've asked a football player, if you had a personal problem in your life outside of sports, could you go to Bill and talk to him about personal family issues?
Without a doubt, and I have before. He's always there for you.
Yeah, that's pretty special. Yeah. You've had him for 3 years now.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough losing him next year, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Jared he's such a great guy on and off the field. Hardly a negative word on the field. He takes everything we say with a grain of salt and keeps on trucking.
Yep. Tell me about the position. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a football guy. I'm the other football that I coach. Okay. Tell me about the position you play and what makes that position special out on your field.
Well, the last 3 years I've been playing stopper, so it's kind of like a defensive midfield.
Okay.
And it's just, I don't know, it's not always a position I prefer to play, but it's just a position where you can win every ball or lock their best player down and then still have an offensive side to your game. So it's kind of like playing both ways in football. You can just, you have the defense and you can lock them down, and then
it's kind of like the best of both worlds, isn't it?
Yeah.
You told me it's not a position you really want to play, but it's what's best for the team, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. And that ultimately, that's the most important thing.
Definitely.
Yeah. If you had a chance to pick a position, Coach, I want to play a different position. What position would you want to play?
I'd want to play wherever Coach said.
No. I don't want to hear the coach. I want to hear you. I want to hear Jared's favorite position. You're going to be a senior next year. You got some leverage. Pick one, though. There's got to be one out there. Would you want to be a goalie?
No.
Okay. Would you want to just play defense? Probably not. Okay. So there's got to be one glory position. What would you want to do?
I mean,
you want to score goals?
Yeah.
All right, then you want to score goals. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I guess.
Right. I don't want to put you on the spot. That's my job here on this show. It's my show. I can do those things. Is he going to be playing that position all the time, or do you see him maybe, next year maybe playing somewhere else?
Well, we have some younger kids that I'm hoping to develop into taking his role so he can get up into the attack a bit more.
Okay.
But I want him in the center of the field somewhere because he needs to be around the action.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with being in the action, is there? I mean, it'd be kind of cool being in the action. I think.
Yeah.
Defense is nice, but boy, if you're playing a lot of defense, that means you may be giving up a lot of goals because there's just way too much action.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell me about the concept. It's nice being in a different concept, playing bigger schools.
Yeah.
Have you noticed competition, the competition that you play? Is it, I don't want to use the word better, but there's more bodies that they have. Have you noticed the difference coming from the River Valley to the Lakes 8 now?
Yeah, definitely. It's just, it's teams that are full of seniors and juniors that have been, came up through the junior varsity programs, and it's like a lot more just sound competition. Every game you play, you're going into a battle. So, but I think ultimately it's been really good for our team and made us a lot stronger.
How many kids comprise a varsity soccer team? Like, football, you could have, as low as 13, like at Hart, and my heart goes out for those kids, obviously. Or you can go to a big school like Rockford where numbers really aren't a problem.
Right.
What's a number that a coach keeps on a varsity soccer team?
A normal varsity soccer team will consist of approximately 18 kids. With us, we have about 25 because we have no JV.
Okay.
So we need the development mechanism.
So the MHSA allows you to have more kids?
I believe the only stipulation they have on amount of kids you can have is once you get into the postseason in the districts, you can only bring so many on the side.
Sure, yeah. But, and that's the same way with football. Once a postseason, you can add to your roster, but they cap it at a certain time.
Right, exactly.
Your season's winding down. You've only got a couple wins, but you're playing significantly larger schools. And as your season comes by, who's your favorite teacher at Muskegon Catholic Central? Let's talk a little academics here.
I would probably have to say Mrs. Dornbos.
Okay, and what does she teach?
Well, I have her for Brit Lit, yearbook, and student council. So.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
And what do you do with student council? Do you have a title for student council? I mean, like a president, like treasurer?
I'm the treasurer of the junior class.
Well, he handles the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. Fundraising is big, isn't it?
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys got a great program with going there. Well, buddy, I tell you what, Jared, I want to thank you so much. I want to wish you the very best. Can you hang around and bring up another kid?
Definitely.
Jared, I want to wish you thank you so much. Go back, have more pizza, and best of luck this week, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks.
So, Jared, over on my right, Bill, forgive me. Bill on my left. We're going to bring another player in just a minute. We're going to take a short break. This is your DSE TV Sports Local Station. Hang on, we'll be right back.
With over 50 years of combined experience,
The mechanics at Norton Small Engine Repair will keep you running right.
leaf blowers,
Snow blowers.
parts and service,
And when it comes to buying new,
think steel.
at Norton Small Engine Repair,
Quality service is your guarantee.
Your vehicle is an important part of your life. It gets you where you need to go. Take care of it by bringing it to Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. At Van's Quick Lube, every vehicle gets up to 6 quarts of high-quality Quaker State oils, new oil filter, and a free car wash with every service. If you need a quick wash that is done right the first time, then stop by any convenient Van's Car Wash and experience the hand-scrubbed and Simonized difference. Keep your car running and looking great at Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. 6 convenient locations, 1 near you.
The Glenside and Northside pubs, from sandwiches, burgers, and Mexican food to starters, salads, soups, and desserts, not to mention their specialty pizzas like Hawaiian, vegetarian, chicken Alfredo, and of course their grand finale. It's the Glenside and Northside pubs.
Whether you play recreational, travel, or high school soccer, Just for Kicks carries all the equipment and apparel you need. Soccer apparel such as cleats, shin guards, and headgear. Coaches equipment like cones, whistles, and training vests. Spirit wear like hoodies and t-shirts. A customer service-driven company, they work hard to ensure teams have everything needed for that first game so that the first-time soccer parents and players get started on the right foot. Just for Kicks offers embroidery and screen printing for clubs, schools, and businesses.
have you had enough yet? When you vote, do you hold your nose? Do you vote for the lesser of two evils? A Republican Party that wants to waste time on social issues and legislate morality while supporting big business and rich fat cats? A Democratic Party who has never seen a project that they couldn't spend your money on, taking from you to give to someone else. Well, in Muskegon County, we have a chance to change this. Independent candidate Alan Jagger doesn't want the money that would buy his vote. Alan believes in smaller government, less regulation, and local control. He supports fixing right to work, part-time legislature, and returning money to local government and schools. No more taxes, fees, or fines. You can send a message by voting independent. Alan Jagger for 91st District State House of Representatives.
Davros back at Fricano's, and we have a very special guest who took time off. He's a first-time father. I'm proud to introduce this young man. His name is Ryan Portiga, athletic director at Mona Shores High School. Ryan, hey, thanks, buddy, for joining, taking time away from your family.
Great to be here, Nick.
Hey, Ryan, you and I were talking just before we got on the air. This is your 10th year as an AD.
Correct.
You're too young to be an AD for 10 years, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah. We spent 3 years down at Bellevue to the day. 3 years to the day.
Wow.
And then this is my 6th year at Mona Shore, so it's very blessed.
Born and raised in Muskegon, Western Michigan Christian. Went to
Albion College. Yep.
Yeah, that's a little lower tier than Adrian College. I understand that. But then, tell me a quick story about. You shared some story when I first met you about masters, sleeping in a car. I want people to know some of the sacrifices that you've made, because it really is a unique story. Some of the things that you got to do to get to where you're at right now.
Sure. I'm very blessed to be where I'm at right now. But I do remember, at 21 years old, I was teaching at Muskegon Public High School, working at our church, coaching a couple sports, and also Monday nights and Wednesday nights going to Grand Valley State, taking half days on Tuesday and Thursday, only in May. For 6 weeks, but sleeping in the car Monday and Wednesday nights, and at evening and evening classes on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then morning and afternoon classes on Tuesdays. So I had just enough days to make it work, and I did have to skip 1 or 2 days just to make it slide, but just to get the proper documentation to continue not just teaching, but the possibilities then, of course, with administration.
Had it always been your dream to be an athletic director?
No, it's just the way things kind of fell into place.
What did you want to do then prior to, first love was to
work with kids.
You want to be a school teacher then?
Yeah, it just, it doesn't matter really the role. There's a lot of different places and people who have had an effect on kids, and not just, the younger kids and so forth, but, how cool is it to connect with alumni, and I'm very passionate about school communities, and whether private or public, I've been affiliated with both, but school communities are just powerful, and, you had a couple other, coaches and talking about what they've experienced, what athletics have done to them, and athletics are a powerful connector, and it's a lot of fun to work through that in a school community and see the effect it has on not only parents and players, but then alumni and what ultimately.
We've been focusing 4 or 5 weeks now on football. Guys, I want to change wheels a little bit, because you inherit a school district, or the athletic part of it, with a very rich tradition of women's athletics.
Absolutely.
You inherited a phenomenal golf program that did unprecedented things with winning state championship. You brought, you had Kyle Corinne as a longtime volleyball who did wonderful things there. Girls, fill me in on the women's aspect of sports.
Sure.
And how it's a little bit different from the guys.
Sure. I don't treat it any differently.
No,
in fact,
I understand that.
This may be my 6th year, but our girls' state championships in girls golf, we had 4 in a row. I had nothing to do with that. I give all the credit in the world to Coach Brainerd and the parents of those girls, and golf, just like any sport, if you want to be good at football, you've got to start young and develop through programs and clubs and different, whether it's tournaments or middle school sports.
Okay, so how do you start a golf program at a young level? I mean,
it's ironically, I worked at the Muskegon Country Club on the grounds, and so a lot of the girls golfers who eventually were part of those, state championship teams, I remember seeing them while I mowed
So they had exposure to that sport prior to getting in there.
Correct. All the youth day programs every Thursday at the country club, they always did that. And just it's not just girls but boys, and that's where you start. As with, you want to be good at soccer, you got to start kicking young. You want to be good at football, you got to start hitting young and learning different techniques and the right way to do something. And of course, then physically you blossom, motivationally you blossom, emotionally you blossom. So you got to start young. And so from girls golf, and of course, it wasn't just a great group of girls that went through. We're right back at the state championships this weekend. We play at Forest Acres in Lansing for the state finals. Our girls won the regional last week, Thursday, and I give all the credit in the world to Coach Volkman, what he's done with those girls. We have our own golf room at Mona Shores. I don't know how many high schools have that.
Where's this room located? I don't remember seeing it.
It's right next to the football locker room at Mona Shores. It's on the back side. It's not a hidden place, but it's one of those things where you wouldn't know, but opening that door, you've got a $10,000 putting green, you've got multi-$1,000 hitting cages and swing coaches and the technology that helps out with all that.
I haven't touched my clubs in 10 years, so during the offseason, I can come in there, right?
The door's locked.
Well, but my coach boy,
you could.
Yeah, good. Tell me about some of the other sports. So golf. What are some of the other sports that are very instrumental to you that are they're all near and dear to your heart? Scheduling, fill us in a little bit that goes into.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to highlight a couple sports that are kind of off the, you hear about, the footballs and the soccers and the basketballs and so forth, but I'm going to highlight on two sports, that don't get a lot of love, but certainly deserve it in this fall in the particular. You have volleyball, and Coach Potts, of course, who's a longtime area coach, very successful at Fruitport, lives in the Mona Shores district, was on the school board and served there for a long time. He's our varsity volleyball coach. He's done great things and picked up right where Coach Courant left off. And right now, I think our girls volleyball program is just as strong as it's ever been. And I look to them to win a district this year and move on through the MHSAA tournament. The other sport that I love to highlight never gets any love, but it's cheerleading. And you think, well, cheerleading, they're there for football. Well, they've got their own sport that starts in the fall with sideline, but then continues in the winter. And Coach Eathouse, who I think the world of, I think she's underrated. She's completely appreciated, certainly by our staff and our parents and kids. But they went to the state finals last year for the first time in school history, which is so hard to do, as with any sport, to get to that finals spot. They took 7th last year. For all of the Division II and Division I and III programs and 4 that get to that level, it is amazing. I give all the girls all the credit in the world.
I echo those sentiments because my youngest daughter, Angelina, did competitive cheer, and it's tough. I mean, the regimented style, the coaching,
you won't
everything.
make varsity unless you can do a back handspring, and no offense to, I can't do it.
No, I can't do it either. And you know what? She's learning how to. But another thing that's new to me that my youngest daughter do is powerlifting.
Correct.
That is something that I've never heard of it. Coach Kozak bring it in for it, and now we've got girls who are powerlifting, and my youngest can do that, which is going to help in all aspects of it, right?
I credit, powerlifting's been around a long time. We've had football coaches at Mona Shores, as with any, programs in the area. Muskegon's been a long time, powerlifting school. But powerlifting isn't new. But what we do at Mona Shores is we want all of our girls to be athletes. We want all of our guys to be athletes. Okay, I don't care if you're a great football player, run track. You're a great soccer player, show me that speed on the track. Same thing in the wrestling room and on the wrestling mats. Don't just play one sport, play multiple sports, okay? Be an athlete. Well, if you want to be a good athlete, it starts in the weight room. And as your body develops, you continue to build, that strength and that size. It also breeds confidence. And when you have a confident athlete in front of you, you can tell confident versus unconfident athlete.
We talk about girls' sports, boys' sports. Just off the top here, how many girls are participating right now? Give me a rough need. Do you know for fall sports right now?
Boy, volleyball's got 40 girls out. Cross country's got 25 girls out. Girls golf actually had like 18 girls out this year.
You might be near 100 girls.
Sideline cheer easily has over 50. The spring is when the girls sports gets going crazy, where you got girls soccer, girls tennis, softball, track. You got 4 sports, and every one of those commands over 50 participants. And that's when our girls sports really get going. So
I want to finish up with one thing. When you came into Shores, and this is your
This is my sixth year at Shore.
6 years. You're doing something that I don't think I've seen any AD doing an awful lot. I don't think I've ever had in my 35 years. You decided that you wanted to coach football at that school where you're AD. Juggling both had to be tough. Now you're going to be stepping down. Tell me some of the things that you got out of doing it, and you're a young father now, and congratulations to you and your wonderful wife.
Thank you.
But now you're stepping down. Why, Coach? Why do what you did?
I don't know if I'm stepping down just yet. I might try to milk it for a few more years here.
No, I don't think your wife's going to let you do that. No, enjoy the great one right now.
Yeah.
But you're doing something that is kind of unprecedented because I don't know how you coach and do this.
Well, there's two reasons that I coach at the freshman level, okay? Number one, we didn't have a freshman team for 3 years, and it decimated Mona Shores football. Coach Rose then at the time, kindly allowed me to work, and under him and at the freshman level, and I appreciated that. It's fun not only to coach. I had coached freshmen at Muskegon. I had coached JV at Bellevue. I believe in a firm foundation in high school. Bodies change, emotions change, interests change, but when you open a door and provide a positive experience that's disciplined, that's worthwhile, and that means something, kids stay out, and that's what I want. That first year, we had probably 17 participants in freshman football, but ever since then, we've gotten up to 30, 35. We've enjoyed a 9-0 year. Look, when you have a window into high school that is positive and it's worthwhile and the kids feel success, that only breeds confidence in the other sports too. Right. So the other reason I coach is that, think of it, as an athletic director, I get to know 35 athletes as freshmen. I get to see them in basketball and wrestling, not just them, but their parents and their families. Yeah. So they know where I stand as far as integrity goes, as far as expectations goes, as far as demands goes. It's wonderful to then be able to root these kids on and to know their families and to sit with them at events for 4 straight years. Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you enough for giving. I want you to look over there. You see the old guy at the end there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and grandfather in Greek is Papu. you see, look at how it just comes down.
I'd like to thank Papu for getting my daughter to sleep.
Look at very calm. He's just a natural Papu. Ryan, thank you for giving up your time.
Yep.
Look forward to working with you for many years down the road. You're doing a great job.
Thanks for all you guys do here.
Yep, Athletic Director Ryan Porncup. We're going to let you get back to your family. I'm Nick Davos. We'll be back with Bill Mulachotis and another Muskegon Catholic Central soccer player.
For nearly 9 years, West Michigan Driving Academy has been providing Muskegon County with complete, comprehensive driver's education. Students spend time both in the classroom and on the road in a state-approved driver's education vehicle with state-certified instructors. West Michigan Driving Academy is the only school in Muskegon that offers both day and evening classes throughout the summer. Accident-free with 150 years of combined experience, you will drive safe at West Michigan Driving Academy.
The best way to stay healthy? Exercise your voice. At the new Mercy Health, we believe that carefully listening to you and encouraging you to take an active role in your own health care is an important part of keeping you healthy. So you'll find our extensive network of physicians not only use the latest technology, they focus on what you have to say. Your voice, our expertise. Mercy Health.
Hello, Jimmy John's. I'm gonna hurry. Jimmy John's. That's fast.
Jimmy John's, freaky fast delivery.
Hey, we want to welcome everybody back to Fricano's on the Lake. And I'm joined by a very special guest from Muskegon Catholic Center, Noah Burlong. Noah, hey, thanks, buddy, for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And over on my left here, that's Bill Mulachotis, head coach. So he's your head coach.
Yes, sir.
You like good guy, nice guy?
Great guy.
What makes him so great?
Well, he's worked wonders for our program at Catholic. He's turned it around completely. He's the kind of coach that you want to play for, that you want to win for. He's just a great guy.
What makes it? Give me one thing, okay? And it's everything. No, I want one thing in particular that makes Bill special to you as far as the coaching, the game of soccer. Is it his knowledge and what? Just one thing that really sets him aside.
I can give you an example. This morning, we didn't have school this morning.
Why? What? Catholics? What? You get so smart and you just kind of like cut back a little bit?
A day for the teachers, like an in-service day.
Okay.
So we missed school, and I was in bed, and Coach called me this morning, woke me up, and said, "You ready for districts? It's districts week."
Really? Well, that's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, and that just got me excited. Like that's just his enthusiasm for the game is through the roof. He's
Good.
just
So districts start this week?
Oh yeah.
God, the season's going fast, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, very quick.
Good. And your district game is when? What day?
We got to buy the first game, so our first game's Wednesday.
Wednesday. Well, hopefully all the rain will be good because it's supposed to be nasty.
I hope so.
Speaking about rain, so what do you do for rain? Do you get to practice indoor? Okay, it's really raining outside. It's Sunday night. You can't miss a practice. So what's plan B at Muskegon Catholic?
Well, it's difficult because the gyms are normally occupied by volleyball or other sports.
Sure,
that you don't have
sure.
gyms.
Then you got to share it.
Yeah, if there's just rain, we practice.
Yeah, okay.
If it's lightning where the authorities tell me that I can't practice, then we just try to have a film session.
Okay.
And try to go over some of our previous games, what we did right, what we did wrong, things like anything we can do to further our knowledge.
You film your games?
Yeah.
Do you ever film practices?
We try, but it's so hard to find somebody that will come every practice and
just grab a kid from Catholic Central for one
practice,
and just get a big iPad and just do all that kind of stuff,
sure.
huh?
I'd like to mount a camera up on top of the flagpole or something to look down at the practice.
At Shores, Coach Koziak, and you might want to give him a call on this. He built his own end zone camera for like $300.
No kidding.
Give him a call, and and you can just set it, and you can do it. It's probably it's a priceless teaching tool.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, film teaches so much
because the eye in the sky doesn't lie.
Right.
You can tell a kid, well, you did this. Well, no, Coach. Well, look at the film. You said you were there, and you weren't there. Yeah. Who do you? Okay, so you drew a bye.
Yeah.
And so, who do you think you're going to face in your first round? Do you know offhand?
We'll play the winner of Hart in Walkerville.
Okay.
I don't know too much about the teams yet, but from what I've heard, we're kind of expecting Hart.
Okay.
Not to diss Walkerville or anything.
No. We're never going to put anyone down here.
No.
What position do you play?
Stopper and defense.
Okay, so a stopper's a defensive person?
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite position to play?
Forward. Like to score goals.
Well, yeah.
Everybody likes to.
Well, you're kind of like a glory boy. I mean, you're homecoming king. I mean, why not get all the glory and all the pretty girls and everything? Have you been in Catholic Central all your career?
All my life.
Okay.
Preschool.
Preschool all the way up. Are you from around the area? I mean, our other guest was from Fruitport.
Yeah, I'm from Roosevelt Park. I live like 4 minutes away from school.
Well, that's not all that bad. Yeah.
It's nice.
Tell me something special about this kid. Now, you've had him all 4 years?
Yeah, all 4 years.
Okay.
Noah is easy to coach because he takes direction well.
Okay.
But the best thing I can say about Noah is his heart is so big. The kid gives you more than he has.
Yeah.
If that's possible. And also he looks out for everybody else. Whether it's at training camp or this or that, just trying to make sure everybody's included, everybody's feeling good about themselves moving forward.
He's kind of then like a leader, co-captain, captain?
Yeah, he is a captain, senior captain this
Congratulations,
year.
Congratulations, yeah. That's a very nice honor.
Definite leader on the team.
Good. Academically, you're a senior.
Yes.
What's down the road for you now after you graduate?
I'm thinking Hope College. That's my mom teaches there. My brother goes there. My sister goes there.
My brother is a grad of Hope. My son went to Hope, played football for a year.
Oh, really?
Hope's not a bad. I'm an Adrian College grad.
Okay.
Hope's down here. It's not a bad program though. What do you want to major in?
Engineering.
Good for you.
My plan.
They have a new engineering building and engineering program.
Yep, I knew that.
In fact,
it's exciting.
Lewandowski was looking at Hope College. His dad and I are quite close, but then he got a little bit bigger offer.
Yeah, I guess so.
And absolutely. Favorite subject at MCC?
Probably math.
Yeah, you want to be an engineer. It kind of goes hand in hand. Well, that's wonderful. Well, listen, I want to wish you the very best of luck. Not only in your future, go to school, get a good education, real proud of you. I know this guy's proud of you. Mom and Dad are proud of you. It was a pleasure meeting you. Good luck to you. And I expect good things out of everybody.
Thank you.
Noah, over here. Billy over here. We're going to be right back with another guest. DSE Sports Local, Nick Davros. I'm your host. We'll see you back in just a minute.
McDonald's Candies. 1064 South Getty Street in Muskegon features an assortment of chocolate-covered nuts and creams, peanut clusters, fudge, seafoam, turtles, cherry cordials, and regular and holiday novelties.
I've had dozens of people tell me, just cremate me when I die and then throw a big party. I'm sure you've heard someone say that too. I completely get it. Well, I want to help you throw that party. I've got tables and chairs and easels and boards. I've got sound systems and music. I've got caterers and food. And I've got all the people to set it up and break it down when it's all over. So why don't you let us here at Clocks help you with that party so you can focus on what's important, sharing the stories.
Benson's Drug Company, the home of Benson's Bottom Pain. Offering an expanded grocery selection, Medicare billing, and diabetes management and education. Benson's now features a Kodak machine, which allows customers to edit, copy, and develop their own photos.
Exhaust specialties, from trucks and cars to street rods and Model Ts, both foreign and domestic. Exhaust specialties now includes brakes, shocks, suspension work, and minor engine repair. They use only heavy gauge stainless and aluminum pipe. They also feature custom jewels as well as a selection of lubes, oils, and filters, and other auto parts. Exhaust Specialty is located at 5401 Apple Avenue in Muskegon.
Hey, we want to welcome everyone back to Fracano's on the Lake. I'm Nick Davros, I'm your host, but you know what? I'm just a small portion of it. Tonight, very special guys. We're breaking away from football. Well, the football that I grew up with. We're growing up with the most popular football in the world, and that's soccer. Head coach Bill Mulichotis over here on my left, and over on my right is Eric Van Foss. Hey, welcome, buddy.
Thank you.
I just found out you're a multi-sport athlete.
Yep.
What sports do you play at Catholic?
I play soccer, basketball, and run track.
440 in track?
No.
What are you, mile?
Well, I do 4x8, 4x4, 300
High jump, long jump?
High jump, but just for fun, really.
No, that's right. Listen, God bless you with multiple talents. Use every one of them. Is soccer your first love?
Yes.
Okay.
No doubt.
No doubt. Been playing soccer since you were a baby, and Mom and Daddy put a soccer ball in your hand, and this is what you're going to do, huh? That's all right. There's nothing wrong with it. You're a senior?
Yep.
So this is kind of like a special. I mean, your soccer season really going fast. It's winding down.
It's pretty sad.
Is it?
I gotta just enjoy the last moments.
Absolutely, enjoy every minute of it. Before we get into your season and talk to your coach, what do you want to do down the road from Muskegon Catholic Central College?
Yep. Pre-med, I'm thinking.
Pre-med, going to?
Don't know yet.
Don't know, okay. Would you like to play soccer at the next level, maybe?
I am trying to play soccer at the next
level. Good for you. With that in mind, then, we really didn't get a chance to talk to some of the other kids about getting it. How does recruiting go with soccer? I mean, do you get some of your kids going to that next level? Do you get recruits in? Do you get letters?
Well, since I've been at Catholic, we had Keith Kaharvitz, one of our previous captains, is playing at Muskegon Community College right now.
Good.
We had a monster of a goalie in Todd Hall last year, is playing at Aquinas, and they're both on scholarship, I believe. What happens is the kids, normally if they don't get contacted, they let me know what colleges they want to go to, especially the ones that are good enough to have college aspirations. And I contact them and tell them a little bit about the kids, see if they can come out and look at them.
If they ask, you film all your games?
We try to, yeah.
Some
of them are, parent filmed.
Right, and that stuff. But, you and I were sharing, get that end zone camera, talk to Coach Crow. I'm sure, he'd be glad to help you out. I've been asking most of the guys, what position, first of all? Again, I'm a football guy, the other football, okay? Mine's long, oval, and we hit people. Okay, it's a little different than yours. What position do you currently play?
Forward.
You're a forward.
Yep.
Tell me what a forward is. You're probably a forward in basketball too, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so it goes hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
Tell me what a forward in soccer.
To score goals, that's you gotta.
Oh, so you're pretty good.
I'm the start of the defense as well. Like, the defense all starts with forwards.
It does?
Yeah, pretty much.
How? I mean, if you score goals, what, you got to run back and forth, up and down the field?
You pressure their defense when they have the ball.
Okay. How many goals have you scored this year?
I do not know.
That many, huh? Good for you, buddy. District's coming up. You're going to be playing. It's either win or go home. One of the other guys, I think told me you drew by first round. Second round, it's going to be tough. I mean, the season one is good, but you're playing against schools significantly bigger than you.
Yeah.
How has that been being in the Lakes 8? It's kind of fun being in a different conference, isn't it?
It was pretty hard to deal with.
Why? What made it difficult?
Losing 14 games.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were 1-point games too as well. Like, we had the game and then we gave it away in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So that was really frustrating. But it's definitely prepared us for Division IV teams coming into districts.
Without you have to pay your dues along the way to get to that next level. It's similar enough. We're starting to play tougher teams over at George to get into the playoffs, to get maybe home field advantage. He brought up a great point that it kind of eluded me. Your record isn't indicative about really how good you are because of the caliber of the team and the number. I mean, the schools you're facing 2, maybe 3 times really bigger than your school.
Yeah, well, and the football team at Catholic is enjoying a great season, and I think, some of the boys give some of the soccer boys grief because we've had such a tough season.
Sure.
But I liken it to Catholic playing in football, Rockford, and then East Kentwood, and then Muskegon. I mean, it's the powerhouses that we play week in and week out. And to do it with no JV and to do it, with such a young team is really difficult, and it's been made them better men, I think.
The 2 wins, as we said, isn't indicative, but do you think you're a better team now than at the beginning of the season? And is a tougher conference, have you noticed the difference in the caliber of the teams you played? Because you played in the River Valley.
The previous years,
The previous year. As a player on the field, have you noticed the difference in the quality of the player going into a bigger, tougher conference at all?
They just a lot more athletes, so like everybody we face is probably been playing soccer their whole life.
Yeah.
And it's a lot faster.
It's a faster,
yeah.
Sure, yeah. We noticed when we played Catholic last year, it was a tough game. The heat got kids tired. At the beginning of the season, when it was really, really hot and humid, you got tired. Do you have enough subs in order to keep kids fresh like that?
Yeah, we do, and it's difficult in soccer because there's not as many stoppages of play.
So when can you sub? So it's not like hockey. You can, this line comes in, this guy. No. How do you sub in soccer?
Well, in soccer you have to wait until your throw in. So if the ball
only
goes
your throw in.
Correct.
Okay.
Unless the other team is substituting at the same time, then you can both go in at the same time.
Okay.
Or a goal kick, anybody can substitute as well.
Okay. If you had a chance to change anything in your soccer career, what's one thing you would change? Would it be position? Would it be, I don't know. I'm kind of sweet. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but would you change anything, or are you happy with the way things have really progressed in your soccer career? Other than the wins and losses, I know losing's tough. Nobody wants to lose, but you happy with the position you're playing?
I'm pretty happy. I think I definitely would have tried harder my freshman, sophomore years for sure.
But you were a lot younger too. You didn't know a lot of this stuff. Yeah. Where did you play youth league soccer at? Through Sailor Soccer?
I played late.
Or some of my kids played Muskegon soccer. The younger. My Nicholas and my Christopher, but Alexander was Sailor Soccer all the way through. What youth league soccer did you play?
Like from little kid to like U12, I played Muskegon. Big Reds, and then I played Lakers, Muskegon Lakers.
Okay.
Travel soccer.
Wow. Boy, that must have been tough. A lot of traveling.
Yeah.
You guys do a lot of traveling with that.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Basketball? You like playing basketball?
I do like playing basketball.
Yeah. Good. You got a good team coming back?
I think we have a very good team coming.
Good for you.
A lot of people playing that didn't play last year, so.
Favorite teacher? Pick one.
Mr. Holt.
Mr. Holt?
Yep.
Okay, and he teaches?
Science.
I met him. We interviewed your varsity coach, and I got to play you.
Okay.
Hey, good kid, I hope, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good. I want to wish you the best.
Thank you.
You know, you're a 3-sport athlete. That's pretty special, and that's pretty good. Tell me one thing about him, though, before you leave. One thing that you really like about your coach.
He kept faith.
Yeah.
He always believed in us, and he's good at getting kids motivated.
Well, that's special. One good thing about him?
He's an extremely hard worker that'll go to the ends of the earth to get something done.
You can't answer anything more than that.
No, absolutely not.
Well, listen, I want to wish you the very best of luck, not only in the tournaments that come, but in your future down the road. You're a great young man. We'll probably play you in basketball this year.
Yeah.
I hope so, too, over at Motor Shores.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Bill, thank you so much for giving up your time. I wish you the very best in the tournament. Come on, and you endeavor. Hang in there. Keep doing it because you got a bright future.
Thank you so much.
So for these young men and for everybody else in Crusader Country, listen, MCC, you got to be proud of these young men. Tony, thank you for your time. You've built a good program, not only at yours, but you gave your son an avenue and a venue to continue a good job. Thank you so much. So, on behalf of Fricano's, on behalf of Jimmy John's, we want to thank everyone. Ted, thank you very much for allowing us your time. Mrs. Morgenstern, thank you so much for contributing some money so we could feed these kids. So, on behalf of everyone at DSC Television, have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Wanted cars, trucks, vans. Sprague's Auto Parts offers top prices for your wrecked, junk, or unwanted vehicles. Cash on the spot. We pick up or you drop off. For more information, call 231-726-2988. Sprague's Auto Parts, 81 South Getty Street, Muskegon. We buy cars for cash.
The Pizza Ranch, featuring a buffet that is guaranteed to please even the pickiest eaters. From a full soup and salad bar, pizzas and breadsticks, to mouth-watering roasted chicken, potatoes and gravy, vegetables, drinks and desserts, all for just one price. Their menu features a wide variety of delectable favorites. You can dine in, carry out, or have your meals delivered. There's something for everyone at the Pizza Ranch.
Hi, I'm Holly Hughes, running for state representative. Jobs are my #1 priority. I worked in the state legislature on a number of bills to help with jobs here in Muskegon County. I've also worked locally on the Veterans Job Fair. We started that 3 years ago, and it continues today. Education is also my top priority. I worked hard on the Promise Zone legislation to make a difference for kids who want to go to college who can't afford it. I know that you and I both want a Muskegon County where our kids and grandkids can grow up and live. And in order to do that, we need jobs and a strong education. I'm Holly Hughes. Your vote is important to me. I ask for your support for state representative. Thank you.